Good morning, and I welcome you all to the webinar on a complete overview of Zoho Meeting. With this webinar, you would be able to explore how Zoho Meeting can be used for video conferencing and webinars. As an introduction about myself, this is Kavita from Zoho Meeting team, and I will be your presenter for today's session. I'm having an experience of 2 years in the video conferencing platform, and I'm an expertise in the online meeting and webinar too. This is the agenda for today's session. Let me start with a brief introduction about Zoho Meeting and why should we use it. With a demonstration of the new version, I will give you a complete walkthrough of Zoho Meeting. Then, we will have some scenarios to get an overview on how exactly the module works. Followed by this, we will learn how to set up your account on your corporate branding, add users, and associate profiles. Finally, I'll wrap up the session with a roadmap to show you some of the upcoming features in online meeting and webinar solutions. Here comes the basic system requirements to conduct an online meeting and webinar. Zoho Meeting is a web conferencing solution built to manage both your online meeting and webinar requirements. We use WebRTC technology to host the session right from your browser, and it is compatible with Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. You can use your computer's built-in microphone on speakers, or you can join the meetings on the go over your phone from any part of the world. Now, let's see a brief introduction about our online meeting software. Zoho Meeting is the best online meeting solution you can rely on. You can host online meetings with real-time audio, video, and screen sharing. You can initiate or join meetings from anywhere and collaborate effectively with the moderator controls. Now that we have understood how Zoho Meeting can be used as a video conferencing tool, now let's see about the overview of Zoho Meeting. This is the home screen of Zoho Meeting. To schedule a meeting, you can log on to meeting.zoho.com, or if you have a Zoho Meeting desktop app installed on your computer, you can schedule from your desktop app as well. In the home page, you can see Meet Now, Schedule Meeting button in order to get a quick access to your online meetings. And the same is also available in Meetings tab as well. Whenever quick decisions are needed, you can conduct instant meetings from anywhere using the Meet Now button. Here, you can easily distinguish which type of conferencing you want to host. You can now start audio-only meetings by using the audio conferencing option under Meet Now. You can also anytime switch to the video conferencing option within the meeting window without moving away from the session. All right. So right now, I'm going to start an instant meeting and invite my colleagues in my ongoing session. So here I'm going to start a video conferencing meeting. So this will take me to the meeting window directly. So as you can see, I need not to download any application to start my session because it started directly from my browser itself. Here you can see there are two different options. Either you can start the session using the phone audio or computer audio. If you want to overcome your poor internet connection, you can start the session using by dialing in through your phone using the dial-in numbers given for the respective countries along with the access code. Or else you can go for the second option, which allows you to choose your computer microphone and the web camera that has been connected to your system. So once done with the selection, you can click on proceed. And this is how the presenter screen will look like. Now let me tell you how come a participant can join the session. So if you'd like to invite someone on your ongoing session, you need not to go back to your meeting details page. Zoho Meeting provides an option to invite the participants by getting the join link from here, or else you can send an invite right from the meeting window. So now let me walk you through how come a participant can join the session. I have copied the link and right now I'm going to join the session as a participant. As you can see, the participants also need not to download any application and they will also have the same phone audio and computer audio to join the session. So they can join the session as per their choice. And this is how the participant screen will look like. So now we come back to the presenter screen. On the bottom menu bar, you will be provided with a list of tools and tabs with its respective features. Participants tab contains a list of participants, those who have joined your session. Using the more actions provided next to each listing, you can see an option to replace their official names with their nicknames. The second option is to let anyone take control over your screen to point out something or illustrate a solution whenever you do any screen share. So, this is nothing but a remote access by providing your mouse and keyboard control to them. The third one is remove participants, where you can remove them when they are no longer part of your discussion. You can also use the individual mute icon provided next to each listing, or else you can use the mute all button to mute them in a single click. If you have a bulk volume of participants, you can use the search and sort to search out for any respective participant that you're looking for. The filter icon is to easily categorize the attendees who have used the specific devices which they have used to join the session. So since you have started an instant meeting, the session will be titled after your name. You can use the edit icon next to the meeting title to change it as per your requirement. Now, we move on to the next tab where you can have a collaborative communication among the participants using this public chat. Similarly, the participants will also have an option to chat with the presenter as well as with the other participants. We have introduced Zoho Click integration in the online meeting chat, where you can now send images, share files and documents using the attachment icon. You can also express your thoughts better by sending out the emojis. And moreover, you can also have an option to send specific replies to the messages that have been sent. If you are muted during the session to avoid any interruption, you can use the mute icon to send voice messages throughout the chat. All right, so now we move on to the next tool, settings. So from these settings, you can easily change your microphone and the camera devices on your ongoing session. So you need not to end your meeting and rejoin the meeting again. Below that, you can see the other preferences listed on your session, so which can be enabled or disabled according to your choice. So using the network, you can now check the performance of your network and how come your bandwidth is getting optimized from the connectivity option. Now let's go for the screen sharing. Screen sharing is an essential part of collaborating during the online meeting. Anyone in a meeting can share their screen with others. To make your whole screen visible to others, you can go for entire screen. Or if you have any specific application like PowerPoint, Adobe, or any other document that you want to share, you can go for window and share that respective application from here. Moreover, participants will also have an option to share their screen with others, but they need an approval from the presenter before they share their screen. So now we get back to the presenter screen, and now let's talk about lock meeting. In order to conduct a secure online meeting and to minimize the interruptions, you can make use of the lock meeting feature. Through this, you can make your meetings more confidential to keep them secure from unexpected attendees. You will be notified when someone tries to enter your meeting, so you can let them in only if you want to. Now, let me show you a live example on how exactly the lock meeting feature will work. So right now, I'm going to join as another participant for the same meeting. You can see here, this respective participant has been notified that the meeting is locked and waiting for an approval. Now, when you come back to the presenter screen, the presenter will have a pop-up in order to accept or reject the entry. Participants will not be able to join the session even though if they have the join link. Once the participants gets approval from the presenter, then they can join the session. So you can also use this lock meeting option as a waiting room concept for your meeting. Start recording. You can record all your meetings to watch them online later, and also you can share it with the members who couldn't attend your meeting. When you start recording the session, now the participants will be notified with a recording in progress message due to privacy reasons. Since I have enabled auto recording for my meeting setup, the session already starts recording automatically when I have started it. Now, let's move on to notes. We have introduced the built-in notes feature, which is actually powered by Zoho Notebook. So using this, you can take down any important lectures and points that have been discussed during the session. So using the microphone and the camera buttons, you can have an access to control your audio and video by muting or unmuting them. Session timer. In order to stick to the meeting time, you can use the session timer and track down the duration on how long the session is getting hosted. Layouts. We have introduced the multiple layouts option to view the video feeds in gallery view, active speaker, and the sidebar. Full screen. Using the full screen, you can get a detailed view while someone is doing the screen share. Exit. Once you're done with the meeting, you can click on the exit button to end the meeting for all of your participants.
The meeting has ended. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.
All right. So as of now, we saw on how to conduct an online meeting. Now, we will learn a few things in Zoho meeting based on scenarios. Here comes the scenario 1. Let's imagine we have a business HR who had conducted a meeting with his colleagues and looking for a way to access his notes taken down during the session. At the end of every meeting, the chat conversation done during the session can be downloaded at the session summary. Moreover, you will also have an option to view the chats and the notes taken during the session. Now we go for the next scenario. Here, a product manager wants to schedule a meeting with his colleague and his product client. Then this is how it would be. For this, you need to access meeting.zoho.com and click on the schedule meeting button. This takes you to the scheduling page where you can give a suitable title for your meeting and a detailed description in the agenda. Once done, select the date, time, and the duration for your meeting. Coming to the host field, by default, you will be the presenter of the meetings that you schedule. So you can also use the drop-down option to assign the presenter role to other members from your own organization. Now we come to the participant field. Here you can select and invite the members from your contact list. Here we have an internal integration with Zoho Contacts where you can go to the import option to import the files from your Gmail contacts, Outlook contacts, and even if you have a sheet, you can upload it from them. So once done, this will get populated on the meeting category. So whenever you would like to schedule any meeting, these contacts will be auto-suggested on the participants field, as you could see here. All you need to do is select the participant whom you want to invite for your meeting. Moreover, you can also type in any external contacts that you want to invite for your meeting. Once the meeting is scheduled, these listed participants will receive an invitation email along with a join button in it. All they need to do is, at the time of the meeting, they need to click on the join meeting button to join your online session. Now, let me show you a sample invitation here. The email invitations you sent out to your participants will have an RSVP section like this. Through this, you can know how many members will be joining a meeting before you begin it. Invitees can click on any of the three options, yes, maybe, or no. So you will receive the response emails based on the options they choose. All right. So now we go for scenario 3. Here, a managing director of a company looking for a way to discuss the work progress on each and every month with his employees. For this, you can easily create recurring meetings from Zoho Meeting. So click on the more options on the scheduling page where you will have a recurring meeting option. Here you need to specify the frequency of the meeting, whether it is a daily, weekly, or monthly meeting. You need to specify when and how the meeting should repeat and when it should end. So this schedules the events in recurrences with the same link for the entire series. So the participants can use the same join link to join the session on each and every month. Now let's see about the co-host option. So we have recently introduced this co-host feature where you can add your organization users to join the meeting as a co-host. They have most of the controls just like the presenter of the meeting. In case if you're not available that day or don't have any access to your laptop, the co-host can start your meeting on your stead. Besides, you can also set reminders like how long before an email reminder has to be sent. Through this, you can make sure that everybody makes it to your meeting on time before it starts. Now, we move on to the audio conferencing part. Zoho Meeting provides Zoho Conference where you will be given an option to choose computer audio or phone audio at the time of starting the meeting. We also have your own conferencing system. This is actually nothing but if you have your own office extension or if you want your participants to contact your mobile number directly, you can make use of this option. So whatever the details you enter here, that will be sent along with your meeting invite to your invitees. So right now I'm going to schedule this meeting by using Zoho Conference. So I'm going to hit the schedule button. When you hit the schedule button, this will redirect you to the meeting details page where you can see the complete details about the presenter, topic of the meeting, and invited participants right from here. Now, let me walk you through what are all the ways that a participant can join the meeting. If you don't remember the email ID of a participant while scheduling, don't worry, we have provided you another option. You can ask your participants to go meet.zoho.com and ask them to enter the meeting key provided over here. So this is actually a unique key generated for this respective meeting. With this meeting key, they can join the meetings from web browsers like Chrome or Firefox. For security reasons, we have come up with the password protected meetings. Now, all the meetings you schedule will be password protected. The password will be autofilled and cloaked on the join link URL or the join meeting button whenever the participant tries to join the session. Now let's see about the second way, which is actually a simplest way where you can simply copy this link and share it from your personal email or messaging apps. Now, let's see about the third way, which is only for the invitees. They can use the join meeting button sent along with the meeting invite to join your session. Now we come back to the details page. Here at the right side, you can see the edit button where you can reschedule the meeting to postpone the session or do any modifications like inviting more participants as well. Or unfortunately, if you're not available throughout the day to conduct a scheduled meeting, you can also go for canceling the meeting using the delete option. On these modifications like rescheduling and cancellation, the participants will be receiving an email notifying them about these changes. Now, let's go for add to calendar. By default, all the meetings you scheduled will be automatically saved on your email calendar whenever you receive the email invite, so that you will get the reminders and start the session right from your calendar. Besides, you can also use this add to calendar option, which will download an ICS file where you can import that particular file to their preferable calendars. You will also have an option to embed the meeting link onto your organization website by copying the iframe code provided, so that anyone who visits your website will know about your meeting and they can just simply enter their name to join your session. So once done with scheduling of meeting, you can either start the meeting from the meeting portal using the start meeting button. If not, you can also use the presenter invite that you have received whenever the meeting is scheduled. Now we go for the final scenario. Some of you want the previous meeting to be conducted again. For this, you need not to create a new one by filling the details all over again. To achieve this, go to meetings, click on the past meetings, where you can see there will be a repeat meeting from the respective listing. So using this, you can clone your past meeting to get this happen in the future. Not only an option to repeat the meeting, you will also have an option to retrieve the chat conversations and the notes taken down during the session. All right, so now it's time for some Q&As. Please use the Q&A tab to ask your questions and we have a dedicated person to assist you. Of now, we saw on how to host and schedule the online meeting. Now, we move on to the next topic on how to schedule the webinars. So before we get on to this, let's have a brief introduction about our webinar software. Once you schedule your webinar, you can generate the leads by posting the registration link onto your website, blog, and social media. You can engage the leads throughout the session using polling and Q&A features. You can also now stream your ongoing webinar in YouTube in order to have a wider reach for your products. Now, let's see the overview of the webinar module. Moving back to the homepage of Zoho Meeting, click on the Webinars tab, where you can see the list of upcoming and the past webinars. And from Analytics, you will get the webinar reports. Now, let's discuss about this topic later. let me tell you on how to create webinars using Zoho Meeting. So when you click on the schedule webinar button, this will take you to the scheduling page where you can now design your webinar in a step-by-step process. The first step is scheduling, where you can give a suitable title for your webinar and a brief explanation of the major points that you will cover in the description. Choose the date, time, and the duration of the webinar. And from the frequency, you can schedule recurring webinar to make the webinar happen on multiple occurrences. So here, while scheduling a recurring webinar, we provide two different types of the registration. So when you choose the registration type, here it differentiates whether you need a single registration for a series of webinar or an individual registration for a recurring webinar. All right. So once done with the first step, you can click on next. The second step is adding co-organizers for your webinar. While hosting a webinar, you can lighten your load by adding co-organizers to your session. You can add as much co-organizers to your webinar and they need not to have a Zoho Meeting account for it. They can launch the webinars and also use some of the controls during the webinar, just like the organizer. Now, let me tell you how to add a co-organizer. You need to enter the email ID of a co-organizer and the name. Once done, click on add. So once we have added a co-organizer, that respective person will be receiving an email invite to join the session. So this is how a sample invitation of a co-organizer will look like. So it will have their name, and using the join webinar button, they will be joining the session, and using the add to calendar option, they can add their events to the calendars. Now we come back to the scheduling page. If you have any last minute change, if you don't want any co-organizer to join your session, you can remove them using the delete icon. So even though if they have the join link, they will not be able to join your session. You can also have an option to resend the invitation email sent to them, and also you will have an option to copy the join link for each added co-organizer. So this option will help you whenever if they have mistakenly deleted the invitation email. Now, let's discuss about what a co-organizer can do. The co-organizer can co-host your presentation. They can answer the questions from your attendees. They can also launch polls. They can record your webinar, and also they can make an attendee to speak during the webinar. Now, here we click on the skip and finish to step into the final process, or you can also click on next to add the further details from the same page itself. So when you click on skip and finish, this will take you to the webinar details page. So where you can see the complete details about the presenter, topic of the webinar, and the description. So these details can also be added while scheduling, or else you can do the customization whenever you want from the webinar details page. So right now, I'm going to walk you through how a registrant registers for your webinar. We'll be getting the registration link from the share option. And right now, I'm going to register for this webinar as a registrant. So this is how the registration form will look like. And I'm going to enter my name as a registrant and the email ID of the registrant. So once they have registered, they will get landed on the registration landing page. And this is how it will look like. So they can join the webinar through this page using the join webinar option, or else they can use the confirmation email which they have received right after the webinar registration. So using the join webinar button, they will be joining your session. So now we come back to the landing page. Here they will also have an option to add their events to Google, Yahoo, and Outlook. If they don't use these three calendars, if they are a Zoho calendar user, or else if they're using Mac calendar in the sense, they can simply download the ICS file where they can import it to their preferable calendars. If they need any clarification, they will also have an option to contact the organizer of the webinar with the email ID displayed at the bottom. Now, we move on to the details page. And now let's discuss about the moderation setup. So this is actually a feature to qualify and bring the right audience for your webinar. By default, this particular setting remains in automatic mode. Automatic mode is nothing but the registrants will be getting the confirmation email right after the webinar registration. On manual moderation, you will get to review the registration and finally approve or deny them by manually. Now, let me show you an example on how exactly the manual moderation works. I'm going to register for this webinar as another registrant. So I can show you the difference over here. Here you can see the difference between these two pages on how exactly the automatic moderation and manual moderation page is looking like. This registrant needs to wait for the organizer to confirm the registration first. Until then, this registrant will not be getting the confirmation email and the join webinar link to join the session. As the organizer, you can manage and track those registrations from the details page, where you can click on the total count from the registration setup. Here you can review the registration by clicking on the name. So once done with reviewing, you can approve or deny them. So from the Approve tab, you can see the list of registrants whose status has been already accepted. If you have any last minute change, if you don't want that respective registrant to come for your webinar, you can deny the registration at any time. So even though if they have the join link, they cannot attend your webinar. Moreover, you can also have an option to get all these details downloaded to your local machine as a CSV file using this export option. Now, let's see some of the features in Zoho Webinar based on scenarios. Here, a sports equipment manufacturing company has organized a webinar to launch their new product. For marketing purposes, the product marketer of this company is looking for a way to find out the registrants where exactly they come from. Zoho Webinar provides source tracking feature, so which is available at the bottom of the details page. So where you can add a source by clicking on the add source option. For example, if you're giving Facebook, click on add, where you will be getting a unified link for this respective source. All you need to do is just copy this link, and this link should be posted on your Facebook page, where you will get a count on the number of visitors and the registrants right from the same page. So this feature will help you to get a valuable information about where your registrants actually come from, and also it will help you in the business growth. Let's go for the scenario 2. Here you will learn how to customize the email templates for the different emails sent to your registrants and attendees. Now we move on to the email section on the details page. So here you can now customize the emails sent to your audience during the entire course of your webinar. So click on the customize email option next to the email. So this will take you to the email customization page, where you can select the webinar email type that you want to customize for. For example, if you'd like to customize the thank you email template, you need to choose the attendees follow-up. You can either create the template on your own using the insert plain text option, or else you can go for the predefined templates which we provide at the bottom. For an instance, let me show you a sample email invite which I have customized. This will take you to the template customization page, and this is how it looks like. So you can customize it on your own end, which means like you can add your own branding by uploading your company logo. You can also attach any company profiles to let them know about your organization. And you will also have an option to attach the documents if you want to send it to your attendees. Now, while customizing the email templates, you will also have an option to set up the reminders for your sessions. So you can set an option of 3 reminders email to be sent out to your attendees. You will also have an option to set like how long before that reminder email has to be sent. So through this, you can make sure that everybody makes it to your webinar on time before it starts. So now we go for scenario 3. Some of you would like to include the recording of the webinar to be sent out to your absentees and attendees post your session. Zoho Webinar provides you to set up the recording link in the follow-up email. Let me tell you how. So click on the configure button next to the follow-up email, where you can allow the toggle of include recording. So once it is done, you need to make sure that whether the recording link has been already embedded onto the template. So here you need to click on the edit icon and go to the thank you email template and click on use, so that this respective template will be sent out to your attendees throughout the session. And here you can click on the preview option, where you can see the recording link has been already embedded. Now we go for scenario 4. In this scenario, I'm going to walk you through how to customize the registration form. So the registration process is actually mandatory for the webinar. So you can do the registration either when you are scheduling the webinar, or else you can do it from the webinar details page itself. So click on the manage fields from the registration setup, which takes you to the customization page. Here, you can also customize the mandatory fields, or else you can add the predefined temp fields which we provide at the right side. You will also have an option to add custom fields and questions to your webinar registration form to gather the information that you need from your attendees. So once done with the customization, click on Save. Now we go for this scenario where you will learn how to set up the restrictions for your registrations. Since we have a mandatory registration process for the webinar, you can use the registration settings to limit the number of registrations. So for this, you need to access the restrict registration setup, where you will get a set of restrictions can be done. We have come up with the new features to the registrations, where you can restrict the registrations based on business email ID, domain, and specific countries. For example, if you'd like to allow the registrations only from United States or Australia in the sense, you can make use of this particular option. Once done with the selection, click on Apply. You can also have an option to set the limitation on the number of registrations, so that once the webinar has reached a specified number of registrations, it will not allow further registrations for your webinar. In this scenario, you will learn how to make an attendee to ask any questions anonymously. So webinar attendees can ask any questions throughout the session whenever they are in the session. And in order to make that question to be anonymized, you can make use of the preferences. So from the preferences, you will get a question set up where you can allow the anonymous questions. Now we go for scenario 7. And in this scenario, you will learn how to keep your attendees engaged during the session and make your webinar attendees to take action right after your webinar. So to keep the attendees engaged during the session, you can create polls where you can launch the same during the session. So we provide 3 different types of poll. One is single choice, multiple choice, and another one is star rating. So using the single and the multiple choice poll, you can let your audience to choose from a set of answers. Or else you can go for a star rating poll to let your audience to indicate how much they like about your feature, product, session, etc. I'm going to create one so that I can show you at the time of launching the webinar. So once you have added a poll, you will also have an option to modify the same using the edit and delete icon. And depending upon your requirement, you can also add another polls using the add poll option. Now, let's make an attendee to take a right action after your webinar. So for this, you can make use of the landing page, which is called post webinar redirection. All you need to do is just enable this and enter the URL where you want to redirect your attendees post your session. Once it is added and it is done. Now, we step on to the last stage on promoting your webinar. Here we have enormous amount of ways where you can promote your webinar. So here you can see the registration link is available under the share option, which can be sent out to your targeted audience via email, social media, and blogs. You can also drive the webinar registrations by embedding the registration form on web pages and blogs. So the people who visits your page will know about your webinar and they will register for it. So you can get the code snippet from here with the help of your web developer. You can embed this onto your website or also in your social media sites. The third way is you can also promote your webinar through Zoho Campaigns integration with Zoho Webinar. Instead of moving away from the tool, you can share your webinar in your social media profile like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. All right. So once done with the customization, you can start the webinar from the webinar details page. So you can use the start button which will launch the webinar from the browser itself. So I need not to download any application for webinar as well. It will take you to the webinar window where you can choose the video source of your choice. And here you can choose either you need a phone audio or a computer audio. So phone audio will allow you to choose the respective country of yours, and the access code and the dialer number has to be typed in on your mobile phone. And if not, you can go for the computer audio, which allows you to use your computer microphone. If you'd like to start sharing the screen from the beginning of the webinar, you can make use of the share option. So once done with the audio and the video selections, you can click on proceed. So this will take you to the organizer screen, and this is how it looks like. Now, let me walk you through how a registrant joins the webinar as an attendee. You can see the attendees will not have a audio or a video choice selection because they're going to join the session only in listen only mode. They need to click on the join now button and they will get landed on the webinar window. And they need not to download any application as well since it is getting launched directly on my Chrome browser. Now, we come back to the organizer screen. Though you have started the webinar, you will get to have a practice session with your co-organizers before you actually begin it. So until you click on the button, attendees will not be able to hear or see the audio, video, and screen. So this can be used as a communication among yourselves. Until you click on this button, attendees will have a page stating that waiting for the webinar to broadcast. And once you're ready to present, click on the start broadcast button. Now, the webinar will be broadcasted to all of your attendees. From the left panel, you will be given the list of tools and tabs with its respective features. Attendees tab contains a list of attendees, those who have joined your session. You can use the search and sort to search for any respective attendee that you're looking for. With the more actions provided, you will see there are certain controls next to each and every attendee. You can make an attendee to communicate during the session by sharing the screen or showing the webcam and also even talk during the session. So this will make your session to be more interactive and engaging. Besides, attendees can also use raise hand feature as an option to grab the attention of the organizer, just like a physical classroom. So now you see there will be a hand icon next to the organizer screen, next to the respective attendee who has used that particular option. You will also have an option to remove the attendees from the session when they are no longer part of your webinar. And using the filter icon, you can easily categorize the attendees who have raised their hands and have been allowed to talk during the session. Now, we move on to the next tab, Q&A. Webinar attendees can ask any questions throughout the session using their Q&A tab. Based on the previous scenario, I have already told you that we have an option to make an attendee to raise any anonymous questions. So once they start raising their questions, they will have an option called Ask Anonymously, where they can ask it anonymously. So now we come back to the organizer screen. The organizer can either answer the question as private, so which will be shared only with that respective attendee, or else they can go for the public by sharing that as an information to all of the attendees. As an organizer, you can also make use of the send broadcast message to send useful links, text, or email address to the attendees during the session. So this is actually a one-way communication from the organizer to the attendees. If still the attendees have any queries, they can use the Q&A tab to clarify their concerns. So you can now also assign the questions to your another co-organizer right from the assign option. If you have a bulk volume of questions to be answered, you can make use of the predefined template which we provide over here. Using the set priority option, you can also set priority on high, medium, or low, where you can start answering the questions on priority. If you feel like the question is unrelated to your session, you can go for declining option. Now we go for the polls. In order to get a valuable insights from your audience, you can create instant polls using the add poll option. or else can go for the launch poll option by starting it, which you have created whenever you have created the webinar. So right now, let me walk you through how to launch a webinar. So once a poll is launched, there will be a pop-up on the attendee screen in order to respond to your poll. And once they have responded, the results will be instantly generated on the organizer screen. So that by default, these results will be hidden to your attendees. If you'd like to show the results to them, you can go for the publish result option. Now we go for the settings, where you can easily change your microphone and the camera devices on your ongoing session. Similar to meeting, you can also see the performance of your network and how your bandwidth is getting optimized for your webinar. Now, we quickly jump onto a scenario here. As of now, we saw on about how to broadcast the webinar within the application. What if you want to have a real-time engagement on your session? Zoho Webinar provides a live streaming on YouTube feature. In order to have a wider reach for your product and maximize your audience, you can stream your ongoing webinar in YouTube. All you need to do is just click on the Go Live button and start broadcasting your webinar in the YouTube channel. You can now also easily check the notifications from the toolbar itself with respect to the number of questions asked and whomsoever has joined, and also the raised hands throughout the session. So this will make you to have and analyze your overall attendee engagement. Now let's see about the live reactions. So this is actually a newly released feature. So below the settings, the attendees can also express their thoughts by sending out the live emojis. So whenever an organizer is speaking. At the bottom, using the microphone and the camera buttons, you can have an access to control your audio and video. So where you can mute or unmute them. And share screen. Using the screen share, you can deliver the presentation and demo about the topic you're organizing. So click on start sharing, where you can either share your entire screen, or if you have any specific application to be shared and presented, you can go for the window sharing. At the top, you can record the webinar and send it to anyone who couldn't attend your webinar. If you're organizing the webinar as a sales group, you can share the webinar recording as a product demo and helpful video for new users. So we have introduced the auto recording feature for webinars as well to start recording the webinar automatically whenever you have started the session. Using the session timer, you can easily calculate the duration on how long the session is getting hosted. Using the layouts, you can switch the layouts to view the video feeds in multiple layouts like gallery view or the sidebar. Using the full screen, you can maximize the screen when you do a screen share. And once you are done with the webinar, you can click on the End Webinar button to end it for all of your attendees. Now we come back to the Webinars tab. Once your webinar is over, you will be getting a detailed analytical report on registrants, attendees data, engagement results such as polls and Q&A. Previously, we saw a scenario where you can see the registrants details before the session. Now, let's see how to get both the registrants and the attendees details after completing the webinar. So for an instance, let me show you a sample report here. The registrants tab contains a list of registrants, those who have registered for your webinar, the registered time, the registration status, whether it has been accepted or pending, and even whether they have attended the webinar or not. So through this, you can easily calculate the attendance data for your webinar. From the attendees tab, you can see the list of only the attendees, those who have joined your session, and the duration on how long they have been in the session, the polls responded by them, and the questions raised by the attendee. Polls contains a list of polls asked by the launch during the session and the results given by the attendees. Q&A contains a list of all the questions and the answers given by the organizer and the co-organizer. From the generate report, you can download a consolidated report about your registrants and attendees with their name, email address, time of registration, country, and their participation status. So you can download a performance report for your webinar, which you can do it for your audit. And this can be downloaded as an CSV or an XLS sheet. Now, we move on to the recordings tab, which contains a list of all the session recordings of your meetings and webinars. Through this, you can revisit any type of the topic that you have discussed during your sessions. So you can store the recordings on cloud. To be precise, you can replay any recordings online using the play option. If not, you can share the recording link with the members who couldn't actually attend your meeting and webinar. You can also download the recording to your local machine to save it as an MP4 format for offline use. If you'd like to delete the recordings to free some space, you can make use of the delete icon. We have recently introduced a public access feature, so where you can have an accessibility permission for your recording. So when you disable this one, after sharing the link in a few days, the attendees will not be able to view the recordings. Now, let's talk about the recording bulk delete. You can also delete the recordings in bulk, which actually saves your time. So we also have Zoho Meeting iOS and Android app, which will help you to get connected remotely when you don't have any access to your laptop or your desktop. So you can use the Zoho Meeting mobile application to hold meetings, attend live webinars, participate in polls, make video calls, and much more. So all this can be done from the Zoho Meeting mobile application. Now we step on to the last tab, settings. Here under my settings, you can set up the locale information such as the time zone of your location by making it as a default option for the future meetings and webinars that you schedule. So we also support multi-language support system in order to avoid the language barriers. So we provide an option to choose a set of 16 languages from your Zoho Meeting account. So below that, you can see there will be an option to sync your meetings and webinars to your Google Calendar. If you have a Gmail account, on enabling this, this will make the events to get automatically added to your Google Calendar. Below that, you can see the settings which can be enabled or disabled according to your choice. Because since it is a user-based setting, this will be available to all the users of your organization. Under Manage Organization, you can promote your brand by adding your company name and the logo to the email headers of invitations and reminders. Similarly, you can upload the company logo on the registration forms to represent your own branding. Next to co-branding, with this meeting and webinar settings, you can either allow or restrict the video meetings for your organization. And moreover, you can also see the list of other webinar related settings provided, for which you can set the email updates for every registration you get. Depending upon your choice, you can enable or disable it. We also do have a custom domain feature for branding. So when you go for the custom domain, where you can have a unique branded name on the URL which identifies your website. So instead of meeting.zoho.com, you will have meeting.yourcompanyname.com. User management. Under user management, you can manage all of your users and their respective profiles. And also you can add or remove any users in your organization. Through this tab, you can designate the roles of each user as well in order to maintain their organization hierarchy. Emails. Under emails, you can add reply to email address to which the registrants can reply to clarify their concerns. So the reply to email ID can be a team, department, or members from your organization who can answer the queries instantly. So this makes the process so simple by handing over the job to your team members. Now we go for security tab. So this tab will help you to anonymize all the personal data such as names, email ID, IP address, or other registration related information. And also from the action log viewer, you can see the list of actions performed by all the users of your organization. You will also have an option to sort out the actions based on the users and the date when it was actually performed. Under the subscriptions, you will get all the current subscription details of your Zoho Meeting account where you can manage the same. Through this, you can also easily check when will be your next renewal date. We move on to the integration part. Zoho Meeting provides integrations with other Zoho products such as CRM, bookings, campaigns, mail, backstage, and projects. So let's see about it. CRM. We have meeting and webinar integration with CRM, where you can push the webinar registrants as leads or contacts to your CRM account. Bookings. The online meeting integration with Zoho Bookings allows you to share the booking links with your clients to let them book appointments with you at their convenience. For every appointment your client is getting booked, there will be a meeting created on your Zoho meeting account, as well as the join meeting link will be sent out to your clients. Campaigns. With the webinar integration in Zoho Campaigns, you can engage your leads before and after your webinar by sending out the email campaign. Mail. Using the mail integration, you can now schedule and host online meetings directly from your inbox. Zoho Backstage. This webinar integration of Zoho Backstage lets you to conduct the online events by using Zoho Meeting as a webcasting service from your Backstage account. Projects. The online meeting integration in Zoho Projects allows you to conduct instant online meetings with your team members to collaborate on the task related to a project that you're working on. Sprints. The online meeting integration with Zoho Sprints allows you to set up virtual live meetings with your team members to discuss about the work progress and its status. Connect. The online meeting integration in Zoho Connect lets you to conduct online meetings with your colleagues, groups in your organization, and also even with your partners and clients. So Zoho Meeting doesn't have only the integration with Zoho products. So we also provide integrations for the major third-party applications. One of them is the Microsoft Teams. So using this Microsoft Teams integration, you can conduct instant meetings with your people directly from your Teams channel. Now, moving back to the home page, at the top you can see there will be a download button. So through this, you can download the desktop app right from this page. Through the desktop app, you can overcome the browser limitation and enjoy the session with better stability and optimization. We also have Zoho Meeting extensions. Since I'm using the meeting portal via Chrome browser, Chrome extension is getting displayed. Similarly, we have Firefox extensions as well. Using this option, you can add or app extensions to your Chrome and Firefox browsers, where you can start your meetings and webinars easily. So we also have the Zoho Meeting plugin for Microsoft Outlook. So using this option, you can download the plugin where you can schedule meetings directly from your Outlook. So here comes the roadmap where some of the features are being handled in our upcoming update. We are planning to add a panelist role in the webinar where you can view the attendee and the staff list and also answer the assigned questions. Share material. So using the share material, we are working on with the presentation upload, through which you can play a video and share the presentation without going for a screen sharing. 250 participants. So we are working on with the scaling of 250 participants, which will allow you to conduct a meeting with up to 250. Multi-video feed. As of now, we have the ability to record only the active speaker. Now, with this feature, the multi-video feeds will also be recorded. Picture-in-picture. So picture-in-picture is nothing but it will allow you to show the video feeds on the shared screen whenever you're during the meeting. We are also working on with the screen share optimization, and moreover, we are also working on with the meeting session expiry notification in 12 hours. We are also going to see some frequently asked questions and the answers related to it. Here's the question. So whether the co-organizer can join the webinar from mobile application. So the answer is yes. The co-organizer can also join from both the iOS and the Android application. Okay, this question is related to recording. So what if you have exhausted the default storage for your organization? The answer is you can either purchase the recording add-on from us, or else you can delete the recordings to free some space. The last question is about the security and privacy in the online sessions. So Zoho Meeting is absolutely secure. Zoho Meeting offers multiple security features to keep your meeting safe from disruption, and also helps to encrypt the audio, video, and screen sharing to keep your information safe during the session. Also share your experience in social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. You can always reach us at support@zohomeeting.com if you have any further clarifications. All right. So that brings us to the end of the webinar today. I thank you all once again for joining us today.